to cheer us up again, some more John Betjman. The beat, the rhythm, the reminds me very much of my first love, which was Longfellow's Hiawatha. In fact, as a little boy, I fell in love with two fictional characters: a little Chinese girl in the Rupert books, and a little Red Indian, as they were called then, girl in Hiawatha, and all the cowboy books I read at the time. And I loved the magic of poetry. First got me in that lovely rhythm, the lovely scansion of Longfellow's great poem Hiawatha. Betjman has something of that. He's quite middle brow. He used to be sneered at a bit by intellectuals, but I love him more and more, particularly at times like this. And this evokes very much the atmosphere of the upper middle class, reasonably well off London kid in the 30s going to parties. And kinky old soundsman like me, his first remembered love of his first little girlfriend, which still stays with me, because even though I was from a different class, a lower class, after the Second World War, there was very much that atmosphere of kids' parties, and there's a kind of innocence about Betjman and even his class, which I don't entirely dislike before the war. And it really comes across. It's very much South Country, the big posh houses at the end of the suburban railways from London. This is into Berkshire, where in fact later Betjman, in the 30s, Betjman, the great artist John Piper, made some money publicising the fantastic Shell motorist books, which Piper illustrated, and John Betjman was an architectural correspondent for the I've forgotten the Architecture Journal in London. He was one of the early restorers of Victorian buildings and Georgian buildings, Betjman. We've got a lot to be thankful to him for, as well as being a poet. But there must have been good company motoring around Berkshire and Buckinghamshire, the home counties, with Betjman and John Piper, a favourite artist of mine actually. So here we are then, indoor games near Newbury. In among the silver birches, winding ways of tarmac wander, and the signs to Bussock Bottom, Tussock Wood and Windy Break. Gabled lodges, tile-hung churches catch the lights of our Lagonda, as we drive to Wendy's party, lemon curd and Christmas cakes. Rich the makes of motor whirring, past the pine plantation purring. Come up, Hotmobile, Delage, short the way your chauffeurs travel, crunching over private gravel, each from out his warm garage. Oh, but Wendy, when the carpet yielded to my indoor pumps, there you stood, your gold hair streaming, handsome in the hall light gleaming. There you looked, and there you led me off into the game of clumps. Then the new Victrola playing, and your funny uncle saying, choose your partners for a foxtrot, dance till it's tea o'clock. Come on, young uns, foot it featly, was it chance that paired us neatly? I who loved you so completely, you who pressed me closely to you, hard against your party frock. Meet me when you've finished eating, so we met and no one found us. Oh, that dark and furry cupboard, while the rest played hide and seek. Holding hands, our two hearts beating, in the bedroom, silence round us. Holding hands and hardly hearing, sudden footstep, thud and shriek. Love that lay too deep for kissing. Where is Wendy? Wendy's missing! Love so pure it had to end. Love so strong that I was frightened when you gripped my fingers tight and, hugging, whispered, I'm your friend. Goodbye, Wendy, send the fairies, pinewood elf and larch tree gnome. Spangled stars are peeping at the lush Lagonda creeping. Down the winding ways of tarmac to the leading lights of home. There among the silver birches, all the bells of all the churches sounded in the bathways running out into the frosty air. Wendy speeding my undressing, Wendy is the sheets caressing. Wendy bending gives a blessing, holds me as I drift to dreamland, safe inside my slumberware.